All right, we're live. We'll wait just another moment or two to give people a second to show up.
Awesome.
Tom, if you want to sing anything while we wait, you're welcome.
I don't want to scare the audience yet, so I'll leave that part for you, actually.
Okay. We'll hold off until next time. We'll plan a
Awesome. We're gonna check on that.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Ashley. I'm the head of education at Metis, and I'm here to get some things kicked off with the Metis Foundation. And we're doing a live stream interview today with Tom, the lead of the Metis L2 Eco Node. So today we're going to get to know a little bit about Tom. We'll talk a little bit about the future of the L2. And then toward the end of our call, if anyone viewing has any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments and we'll answer your questions at the end. All right, let's kick things off. Tom, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Tom Ngo. I'm leading the Metis blockchain side now. My background has been in actually entrepreneurship. My family I grew up in a family where we started our own businesses and pretty much been independent all my life. Worked on the trading side of commodities, equities, Forex as well. Dived deep into crypto and the industry a few years back, but here I am.
We're excited to have you. So this section of our interview is really just focused more on getting to know Tom as a person. And you'll see several of these similar interviews with other members of the team coming out on the Foundation's YouTube channel soon. So similar questions, and it'll be fun to hear everybody's different answers. So Tom, this first section is rapid fire. So I'll give you like 2 choices and I'll let you just tell me which one you prefer.
Awesome.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Water.
Water. I knew it. Breakfast or no breakfast?
Breakfast.
What do you like to have for breakfast?
Bowl of cereal, nuts, berries, goji berries, and a scoop of almond butter.
Nice. Singing or dancing?
Dancing, of course.
Out on the town or cozy night in?
Both.
Small group gatherings or big parties?
Both, actually.
What's your comfort food or like your favorite meal?
It's extremely boring, but air fried Brussels sprouts with microgreens, avocado, and Caesar dressing.
That sounds delicious. Cats or dogs?
None.
Not a pet person. Games or sports?
Both, actually.
Do you have favorites of either?
I enjoy watching football, soccer as well, but life is just so busy, so I choose just to focus on work.
Do you have a favorite artist? You could be a musician, an actor, a writer.
This is also very boring. Yurma. He's a pianist, classical guy.
I like it. Last one here. What's your favorite city in the world?
Vegas, I would have to say. A place where you can get 5-star dining, 5-star entertainment with variety. So I would have to say Vegas.
Okay. I would not have pegged you for a Vegas guy. That's awesome. All right. So, and then the next few questions are just about kind of like your perspective on life. So how would you describe yourself?
Pretty free spirit, highly focused. Sometimes too focused where I get a little tunnel vision in my work and everything get sidetracked or put in second. Other than that, very disciplined and highly engaged with everything I'm interested in.
Did you grow up with any spiritual or religious background? And if so, is that still a part of your life?
I've come to a conclusion where being the best person and believing in what makes you the best person is the best belief. So I'm pretty open and respectful for everybody's belief, but currently I just feel like being a good person and delivering good value to the people around you and the industry you're in, and touching people's lives that way.
What's something that you enjoy doing for fun?
Besides work, I would say surfing and really just challenging my physical um, myself, mentally, spiritually as well. So yoga, surfing.
Nice. What's something in your life that you're most proud of?
Um, I would say my son actually. It's been a great experience. If anybody have ever experienced having a child, it changes your life. You kind of live for somebody else. We can only conceptualize the thought of knowing, but until you experience it, it's a very different experience, I would say.
What's a lesson that you've had to learn the hard way?
Uh, Time is very short, so endure and enjoy the people you work with, the people around you, people at home. So make your environment enjoyable. Life is good if you put yourself in the right position. And super happy I'm able to work with an amazing team where it feels like family.
What is something that most people wouldn't guess about you?
I can do a flag, maybe a couple handstand push-ups.
Nice. A human flag? Cool.
Yeah.
What's something that you hate doing?
I wouldn't say hate, but not like as much. I would say sitting in obligated conferences and having to hear people speak. Probably that's the top priority or top one, I would say.
Okay. That's fair. What's something that you're working to improve in yourself or in your life?
I think for life, there's always improvement. So basically, all aspects, being more disciplined. I think there's unlimited potential of how disciplined you can be, how focused you can be as well. So I would say, just in general, just overall, yes.
All right. And then what advice might you give to your younger self?
Work 20% harder, smarter, try 20% harder in everything you do. I think there's always a little bit more somebody can give.
All right. I'll be interested to hear that answer in 20 years. I wonder if that would change. If it weren't for Metis and you weren't in this line of work, what do you think you might do instead?
I would probably be honestly surfing on the lake somewhere
Yeah.
every day. I was, but now I'm here. So hyper focused with what we're doing now here at Metis.
Very cool. Okay, last question. If you could put anything on a billboard, what would it be?
This is an interesting one, right? I would say it would be a question. What are you doing with your life?
That's a good answer. Not too long, so people who are driving don't get distracted and have an accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciated that. It's nice for me to get a chance to know you a little better, and of course for everybody watching. So now we'll turn it over to a few questions about what's going on at the L2, and then see if anyone who's watching has any questions for you. So we've talked about the mission, the mission and the mission of the Metis Foundation, and really that the L2 is being built to support the Web3 economy. What role do you see the L2 playing in kind of bringing all of that together to help support people bringing more business on chain?
Yeah, I think for the vision of the L2 has never really changed or wavered since the inception of why Metis was created by the founders. The vision is to really democratize, the Web3 technology, borderless, and actually openness of the technology. For the L2 side, you need a vehicle to help really facilitate this. Right now, we have the internet. L2 is like many other blockchains offering the same thing. What makes us different is the vision that has been ingrained since the inception, is to really apply governance into the blockchain where anybody and everybody can feel free and not restricted by any kind of centralized entity. With the technology, we are also working closely and really incubating a project inside the ecosystem, which will help facilitate this vision. So currently, we are just focusing on building the infrastructure, getting it really robust. We have some exciting stuff coming up fairly soon. I think some of the community already know of the decentralized of the sequencer. It's one step that will move us into that direction. But overall, the vision has not changed, and I'm happy to lead the team to really facilitate that and even bring us further faster.
Awesome. So you just mentioned that the decentralized sequencer, the sequencer pool, is an upcoming development you're excited about. But that was actually my next question. So is there anything else coming up that you are excited about or want to share?
I think we have touched base on the ZK side. That's different itself. I think it's a slightly different approach than what we're seeing now in the industry, and really having a base. Actually, I'll say that for another chat. But that's the main focus would be the decentralization of the sequencer. Happy to work with some of the teams that have really brought the technology to this we're at this stage now. From other chain, Optimism has done an amazing job as well. So looking to work closer with any of the industry. Developers, scientists, researchers to even refine and really further and strengthen our place in this space together.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you've seen since you joined the L2 as our lead, and how has that informed your approach to leadership?
I think with any organization, not just the L2 side, it's the challenge of understanding the whys and what we're doing. I know from the top down, it's easy to understand the whys, but being in between, kind of in the day-to-day experience of a team, it's hard to see and really transpire that message all the way down until you ask the teams and really get to know them on their whys and really help facilitate and cultivate that. I think that's the most important thing. But the challenges is no different from any other I would say teams or organization. But one thing that I know that our team is really has really improved on is really understanding and cohesively work together. I think our internal delivery and what we want to achieve has always been the same, like I shared. But it's now we're working harder. We're listening to the community, what they want, what they need, and being more in tune with what all the needs. We're also working on all the solutions in the background as much as we can. Not all of it is public just yet, but they will become public soon.
So, what would you say your main priority or focus is over the next 6 months?
I think the main priority for us as an L2 is creating an environment where the user interface is really easy to use. I think the challenge of all the organization is like, when do we bring in the next billion users from Web 2 to Web 3? I think it's like, how do we make Web 3 like Web 2, where people feel like they're using the same technology? Even for myself, the challenge is still like, I'm double checking like addresses 3 times. That's way too slow. Waiting for certain transaction and confirming and asking the recipient. It's those are the challenges now. It has to be seamless. We don't have to, and the way the security aspect is as well, it's like everything's about security. Do we have to like keep checking our doors? Do we have to keep checking our bank account? These are the things that we have to worry about. So these are the things that we're focusing on, is the usability. And we have account abstraction within our ecosystem as well, gasless experience, which is a very important thing, because do you pay for text message per text still? Do you pay internet usage by hour still? In some countries, yes, but I feel like the technology with blockchain is kind of in that phase. And until we overcome that, where people don't have to load their wallets with gas and then transact, that's when all the mass adoption will be a lot easier to onboard. But we do have quite a few things. We're cultivating the foundation pieces, dApps, DeFi, all that pieces for the ecosystem to really thrive. And we have a few other things that we're working on and really excited to present to the community soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see if any questions have come into the comments. I see several people saying hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. If anybody has any questions for Tom, now's a great time to ask them. I'll have him here for a second or two. Let me check our other group here and see if anybody's popped a question in elsewhere.
Sure.
Let's see.
Do you have any questions, Ashley, yourself?
I do, yeah. So I was gonna ask you to. I just got one from a teammate. How would you see the L2 kind of cooperating with other eco nodes as the foundation starts to develop that decentralized governance structure? How do you see that collaboration going on between different eco nodes?
I think it's very important for projects or even our eco nodes to work closely together. Working together, we can solve problems or challenges, or even work through any bottlenecks quicker and in a kind of unified goal, right? We want to succeed. We want to make the user experience better. We want all the pieces to play well together. So why not have a very open communication line from early development of any kind of initiative? It's better to kind of really have that conversation early than try to make it work later. It's like having two pieces of the puzzle that were built differently than putting it together. Here with the eco nodes, we have the opportunity to build that Lego together so the foundation is stronger and the communication is seamless. User experience will be more well-rounded. Just like any kind of ecosystem like app or Google ecosystem, I think having the eco nodes within the Metis Foundation and network, it will kind of cultivate that as well.
Nice. We have another question, which we sort of touched on. It says, what is your vision of the L2 working with the newly established foundation? Maybe you could also touch on how the foundation has kind of been around. We're just the decentralized governance roadmap has kind of allowed us to kind of separate things a little bit for more clear collaboration.
Yeah, so the foundation has been the core piece of kind of what we have now with the L2 cores and Nuvo. As in the relationship with the foundation, I think it's still there. The foundation is moving more towards a governance kind of body. So the L2 and all the other econodes will operate independently with their own governing bodies and thoughts and strategies to push this industry forward in their kind of vision and without limitation, of course. So we're actually more independent, but yet we still kind of follow the same vision and ethos as an ecosystem.
Thank you. I shared another question there. Let's see. Let me know if you're able to see it.
I cannot see it.
Okay. So basically the question is about gasless transactions. So with gasless transactions, how will Metis be able to incentivize verifier and sequencer node operators?
With gasless transactions?
Gasless transactions. So
with gasless transaction, it will be through sponsored initiative for gasless transaction. The network itself is not gasless. So having account abstraction, the account can be loaded with, the contract can be loaded with gas fees that projects that are interacting with the wallets will experience the gasless transaction. I hope that clarifies.
So it's really for more of the apps, the projects that deploy. It's a feature for them to make their user experience better so that users aren't the one who are actually having to navigate that process.
Correct.
Cool. Any other questions? Got a few more people joining to say hello. Thanks, everyone. People appreciate your answers. Sorry, there's just kind of a few comments I'm reading through here. Cool. Okay, maybe you could talk about anything that people should be on the lookout for this week. I know last week Athena Finance deployed, and we just recently released our builder mining rewards for the month of May. Is there any other updates that people should be looking for?
Besides what has been mentioned on the Twitter and the foundation side and press, I think just keep an eye out, stay tuned for what when the news come out. We have a few news pieces to follow up with what you just shared. So just stay tuned.
Cool. Yeah, I'm also excited to share that we have a podcast episode, the On Air podcast coming out. You were talking earlier about security and just the user experience, and I talked with the CTO of Ledger and CISO of Polygon Labs recently on that exact topic. So we'll share those things soon. So you guys can keep an eye out for those resources if you want to learn any more on that. And let us know if you have any more questions, and we'll follow up with you in our other channels. That's all I have for today. Tom, you got anything else you want to add?
No, it's great to be part of the community. Happy to connect with everybody. So
Awesome.
thank you everyone for joining.